Hey traders, I've got a question for you. Got a really important question for you. What's going on with the indices right now? Hey, what's going on with the indices? Are we just having a little bit of a pullback for a bit of a slingshot move for the Santa Claus rally, for the end of year rally? Is this what is happening right now? And also gold and silver. Gold and silver, guys. I really want to impart some knowledge onto you guys when it comes to gold and silver here, okay? Firstly, when it comes to gold and silver, I have been, let me bring up this gold chart here, right? I've been saying on this gold chart that there's a good probability we're going to have another move down to maybe around this level through here, right? I had this level through here and I said there may be a good chance of us having a move to the downside, right? We didn't get that, right? We had a move to the upside. But here's what I want you to understand about trading in itself, okay? Firstly, when you're trading the markets, you trade not based off a YouTube video. If you do, you're a moron, because you trade based off a plan, right? Off a system, off a strategy. You don't just say, well, I'm going to go short here or I'm going to go long here, right? Then on the other side, if you're trying to predict every single up and down move in the markets, you are going to be losing a lot of money, because it's merely impossible to predict every single up and down day. Meaning, like right now, I said that I believe that gold could be getting ready for another move to the downside. It didn't break it, right? And we had two little small updates, right? So the market's gone up 2%. And I'm getting some people in the chat box saying, John, you were wrong. The market went up, gold went up, you were wrong. And okay, cool. I was wrong and you were right. And the purpose of me saying this is, what happens if we get a down bar? What happens if we get something like this tomorrow? What happens if we get this tomorrow? Does that mean you were wrong and I was right? What happens if we get this the next day? Does that mean you're right and I was wrong? See what I'm saying here, right? So the purpose of me saying these videos here is not for an actual trade opportunity, because a trading opportunity comes from you actually having a plan, not this guy on YouTube, okay? Now, what I've always said when it comes down to the gold market, and if I bring up this chart here, I've always said on the gold market that I believe the gold bull market is over and we're probably going to get a lot of volatility through here. Right, so all through here, we're probably going to get a lot of volatility now, up and down. And if you're like, oh my goodness, John said the market was going to go down and it went up 2%, and that's what you're getting your knickers in a knot about, whoo, you have a big steep learning curve behind you, right? Because one of the most important things to you, again, like if you're trading within this environment, within gold, are you using some sort of system, an approach? Or you're just guessing, or you're just hoping that's going to go up, right? There's the big differences there. And see, like when I'm trading, I trade based off systems, I based off rules. And one of my rules is trend analysis. The trend is your friend until the end. Now, this is my rules. There might be your different rules, right? This is my rules. And so the number one thing for me is I'm always looking for the period of what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a long setup, I'm looking for the foundations of this here. I'm looking for the market to be making higher lows. And I'm looking for the moving averages to be trending up. So that's my foundation to one of the setups that I actually look for. My question to you is that if you're looking to go long gold right now, what sort of setup are you using? Oh, well, John, it's going to go up because of war in Ukraine. Let me ask you a question, all right? This is an honest question for you guys. Let's just say you were right. Let's just say, cool, you know what? Fantastic. Champion. You got it right. You said the war in Ukraine and that's going to force gold to go up, and it did go up, and you made a little profit, and you are a legend. Amazing. Good job. Now, since you now know how to trade the market successfully, do exactly what you did there for the rest of your life, and you're going to have a successful trading career. Oh, wait. Oh, you can't, because it was called being lucky. See, I'm not about being lucky. I'm not about being, let me just guess, right? And when I do these market updates for you, this is just based on technical analysis of the markets, right? It's technical analysis is technical analysis. This is me looking at the trend and the support resistance. That's called technical analysis. When you trade the market though, you need to have what sort of pattern are you trading? Or are you just trading off general technical analysis? Because you're trading off general technical analysis, you are going down the wrong path, right? Wrong path. And so what I'm saying here when it comes to gold and silver is the big thing is that we expect a lot of volatility. I was waiting to see if we did get a breakdown here, then we could have got to move down to there, right? Not a big deal. That's what I was expecting. We didn't get that. We got a small up bar, right? So, but what we're getting right now is look at this here. Look at all this here. We're getting, what are we getting through here, right? We're getting this lower low and then a lower high. And you know what? The market went up. Who says this is not going to be another lower high here before we roll down and then maybe do something like that? Who said that's not going to be it? So for some people been saying, John, you got it wrong and I got it right and gold went up. What happens over the next 2 days when the CPI and PPI comes out and if the market does drop down? Does that mean I was right and you were wrong? See this right and wrong attitude? It's like the only time you are right if you actually stuck to your entry signal based off a plan. That's when you're right, not based off general technical analysis, right? So right now on gold, there is no man's land, right? There is no trend, there is no momentum, there's nothing behind this to say we're getting ready for another big move to the upside. Right? Because what happens when we do start to make these moves? What happens? We start to do these higher lows, like we start to do the trending, right? We start to trend. Right now, we're doing no man's land, right? So that's what I want to share with you when it comes to that there. Let's go look at silver right now. And silver right now, the same sort of thing with silver, okay? So we've got this low point down here, which is lower than this point here. The moving averages are all conglomerated, right? So again, for you, whatever you're trading right now, what is the system or what is the pattern you're looking for? Or are you just going to get in now because you think gold's going to go up? Okay, and that's probably a really bad idea, right? Because it's probably not going to work out, all right? So when you're trading, guess what? When you're trading, then you trade based off a system, a plan, right? So what I do is I do general technical analysis around these markets, right? This is not a trade recommendation. I'm saying, oh, gold's going to go down, so go short. No, right? If you do that, you're a moron, right? You're a moron. And the reason why I say you're a moron is because you never go long based off a YouTube video. If you want sustainable success, right? Because what if again, trading successfully is about looking at the actual, what are the pattern or the patterns that you like to see, that you like to trade, or do you just trade anything? Right? And if you do just trade anything right now, then I guarantee you're losing a lot of money. Right? Now, let's go look at the Dow Jones here. And one of the really big things here about the Dow Jones, and I'm starting to see a lot more across the indices, is people becoming bearish. There's a bit of a fear starting to creep into these markets, right? And I'm starting to see people short these markets. Now remember traders, whenever the market does this, whenever the market starts to go down, people like try to pick these moves on the downside, right? And you probably heard me say 1,000 times that if that was your trading approach, trying to pick the tops in markets, low, higher low, another higher low, and another higher low. That means you shorted here and it was a losing trade. You probably shorted it here in a losing trade, shorted it here, probably a losing trade, shorted it here, losing trade. So what I'm trying to say is that right now, this could just be another higher low before away we go again. And that's what we want to focus on, right? So if you are short in the markets because you're trying to be right, cool, fantastic for you. And if you do get it right this time, fantastic. You are now trading a success rate of 90% loss ratio, because 9 times out of that 10, 90% of 100% of the time so far of you trying to pick a top has been wrong. Hey, but you can keep trading that way if you want to. If that's your approach, and now you're trying to short the market, you're just making life difficult for yourself. Right? I'm going to get in now. I'm going to get the top. I told you, right? Especially with my King Russell trade, right? If I go to King Russell, this is my King Russell trade. And people are shorting King Russell right now. Again, like one of the most important things, guys, is we just need to see what the market's doing and go with that. Because one of the big things that I see is that when the market goes up and has a pullback and then goes up and has a pullback, what is this doing? There's a higher low, right? There's a higher low. This could just be another higher low, right? And before, away we go. Up, down, higher low, up, down, down, down. So people are shorting the Russell right now. And again, you may be right. And you may be right. Bam, good job. Fantastic, right? You got short the market and you were right. Fantastic. Now your trading approach is where you've been wrong all year and now you finally got it right. Good job. You spent 6 months losing trades to get one winning trade. Oh man, you are such a legend. Trying to pick the tops in the markets. Don't pick the tops in the markets, right? Because as you know, whenever we're in a very big bull market, as long as we keep making these higher lows, and as you can see, low, higher low, higher low, another higher low, another higher low. This could just be another higher low. The trend is your friend until the end. Okay? So if you want to be more on the success side, because trading is a difficult thing, right? When we actually get down to it, it's actually a difficult process. And that's the reason why when it comes to my coaching program, if you want to get access to that and see my real equity curve for this year, just go to getjohnshelp.com. There should be the link in the description there. And you can actually get access to that. Or if you actually just want to get some more, if you want to actually get access to some trading systems, I'm running my top 4 trading systems for $4, link in the description there. And again, with my coaching program, I'm with you for a whole 12 months. But you can see all the details over there, link in the description. But when we're actually looking at the markets, guys, right? When we're looking at the markets here, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving you the best chances of being around for many, many years and being successful at it. Because trading's a hard thing, right? It's getting into the right trades, it's having systems, it's having the ability to be able to let your profits run. And sometimes when the trade's not working out for you, how do you stay emotionally calm, right? Let your profits run, cut your losses short, stuff like that. It takes a whole wide range of being long-term successful, not short-term success. And what I want for you is not be saying, oh, I just made $400 profit on this trade. I don't want you to be looking at that. I want you to eventually be saying, I've just made $40,000 profit on this trade. Now we're starting to turn the nudge in the right direction. Well, I made $10,000, or I made $15,000 in the trade. Now we're starting to talk some good numbers, right? Of being on the most positive direction here. But you can't get to those numbers if you're just guessing and guessing, right? Because if you're guessing and hoping and wishing and doing all different things all the time, then how do you learn from that? How do you go back over the last 3 months of trading and say, what can I learn from these? What are the patterns that work? What are the small ingredients? So because of the last 3 months of trade, you'll be able to see the patterns that work, patterns that didn't work, and then you can start to apply that from there, right? So stick with the market, guys. Stick with the market. Don't let your ego get involved. Again, most people who've been doing that lately have been, especially like with the S&P 500, right? Market's been going up here. We had a little bit of a sharp drop down here in August, right? Or sort of say July into the start of August here. But since then, right? Since then, the market has been in a very strong upward trend. And if you've been trying to pick a top, you know you've been 100% wrong this time. So just think about that, right? And the same for the S&P 500. Trend is your friend until the end, right? We have a low, higher low, and now we're getting a bit of a pullback through here, okay? So that's what we're seeing through here right now. We have a bit of a trend line coming up through here. So major movement on the upside. And let's now look at the NASDAQ as well too. NASDAQ is, again, very strong upward move. We had a move up. We're now pulling back to this level through here. There's a high probability chance that we are going to what? There's a high probability chance that we are going to start to see a movement back on the upside here, right? And a really strong finish to the year. So just be with it, right? Just be with it, go with it, and don't fight it. So let's go now look at the crypto market. And one of the big things I've been about the crypto market, guys, Russell's up 0.3%. Don't worry about that, guys. Who cares about that? It's futures markets right now. When the CPI comes out, it'll be completely different, right? Anyway, just go with the market, guys. Okay, go with the market. Don't try to be right. I'm going to be right? I'm gonna have the cape on my back, and I've got the top, and you know. And as I said before, guys, I want you to be learning and having an approach where you can get better and better and better at that approach, so you can become a really, really good trader. Okay. So looking at this Bitcoin here, we're actually definitely getting a bit of a slowing pattern through here. But one of the really big things that I was talking about today with some of my clients is if you're just looking for some buying opportunities with any market, just bring up a 24 moving average on the weekly chart and then just look at it, right? And if we've made a very big move away from the moving average, what tends to happen with this, right? Let's just look at the chat. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the chart. Let's look at the facts. What tends to happen? We end up getting a pullback to it, right? So there you go. I've just saved you guys so much because I just saw someone recently when it comes to the XRP. Look at XRP. XRP took off. And guess what actually happened 5 days ago? 5 days ago, guess what happened? Someone's like, okay, I'm going to make the plunge, guys. I've been waiting all this time. I'm going to put $1,000 into XRP. And they did that 5 days ago, right? Which was last week. They did it up here. Now again, based off what I just said, if you're looking to buy something at least, right? If the market has too far away from the actual moving average, guess what ends up happening? So this is actually doing the exact same thing right now. Look at this here. Big move up here. XRP to the moon. 500%. We're getting now people saying, oh, I'm going to put $1,000 in XRP. And then we have a very big 60% drop. And they say, I knew this was rigged, blah, 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 blah. Right? So, and the same for an Ethereum as well too. Right? We're just getting all this sort of movement out of the markets here. And the same for Ethereum. As you can see, a very big bull market out of the markets. It's not ready yet. We're not ready yet because as you can see, whenever we go through these very big bull phases through here, actually, you know what? Let's do this here. Whenever we go through these bull phases, right through there, there's a nice bull phase and there's a nice bull phase. What do we end up having? Look at the moving average. It was strong to the upside, strong to the upside, and strong to the upside, right? So we just got to look at these things. What's happening right now? We've come down and we're just hooked up. So we could be going strong to the upside, but guess what's probably going to happen? Maybe this, and then maybe we start to see a movement to the upside, right? So again, just utilize these tools, guys, to help you when it comes to your own trading.